There's a magic to a Sunday at a NASCAR track, the thunder of engines, the blur of color, and the anticipation that builds with every lap. The energy is electric, and you can feel it in the air, from the moment you arrive at the gates to the final lap. It's not just about the race, it's about the people. The sense of belonging among fans is undeniable. Strangers become friends, united by their love for the sport, sharing stories and traditions that make every race day special. NASCAR is more than a sport. It's a tradition passed down through generations, connecting families and communities. Grandparents, parents, and kids gather year after year, creating memories that last a lifetime. The tailgates, the laughter, and the shared excitement form the heartbeat of race day. The drivers are relatable heroes, ordinary people with extraordinary talent. Their grit, determination, and willingness to push the limits inspire millions. Fans see themselves in these drivers, rooting for their favorites and admiring their courage. Every race is a story of strategy, teamwork, and the will to win. In the pits, crews work with lightning speed, making split-second decisions that can change everything. The tension is palpable, and every move matters. Fans debate, celebrate, and wear their drivers' colors with pride, making NASCAR a vibrant part of American culture. The rivalries, the alliances, and the passion in the stands create an atmosphere unlike any other sport. The drama unfolds not just on the track, but in the garage and in the rivalries that keep us coming back. Every season brings new storylines, unexpected twists, and unforgettable moments that fuel our love for the sport. NASCAR's appeal lies in its beautiful simplicity. Go fast, turn left, chase the checkered flag, layered with deep complexity and human drama. The thrill of the chase, the roar of the crowd, and the pursuit of victory make every race unforgettable. The stars of NASCAR feel like neighbors, approachable and down to earth, yet they perform superhuman feats on the track. Their connection with fans is genuine, making every autograph and wave feel personal. NASCAR is a celebration of speed, skill, and the enduring spirit of competition. It's the thrill that keeps the grandstands full, the stories that keep us talking, and the passion that keeps our hearts racing week after week. For years, NASCAR and its teams operated on short-term agreements, creating uncertainty for those investing millions in the sport. The charter system, introduced in 2016, offered some stability, but its temporary nature left team owners uneasy. Teams wanted permanent, evergreen charters, lasting assets like NFL or NBA franchises, to attract investors and secure their futures. NASCAR, led by CEO Jim France, hesitated, preferring flexibility and control over the sport's structure. This philosophical divide deepened as a new media rights deal was finalized, with teams feeling undervalued. Without permanent charters, teams argued, they couldn't grow or compete at the highest level. Negotiations stalled and the tension escalated, with neither side willing to compromise. The impasse set the stage for a conflict that would soon spill into the courtroom. The very foundation of the sport was at stake. Leading the charge for change were two teams, the ambitious 23XA Racing and the resilient Front Row Motorsports. 23XA, co-owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, brought star power and a fresh perspective, pushing for a more equitable system. Jordan, with NBA ownership experience, saw the value in permanent franchises, while Hamlin understood the pressures of team ownership. Front Row Motorsports, led by Bob Jenkins, embodied the underdog spirit, fighting for survival and long-term value. Their alliance showed that the desire for change spanned both powerhouse and smaller teams. Together, they formed a united front, demanding lasting security for all. This partnership sent a clear message. The push for permanent charters was a shared, serious movement. NASCAR could no longer ignore the call for a new era. When talks broke down, 23X Racing and Front Row Motorsports filed a federal antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR in October 2024. They accused NASCAR of using the charter system to suppress competition and limit team value, seeking $365 million in damages. The lawsuit argued that without permanent charters, teams couldn't build equity or attract investment. As the 2025 season began, 23X and Front Row lost their charters, risking their place in races. The legal battle exposed deep rifts, with high-profile testimonies and private communications coming to light. A verdict for the teams could have reshaped NASCAR's authority. A verdict for NASCAR could have cemented the status quo. The entire industry watched, knowing the outcome would define the sport's future. The stakes had never been higher. The courtroom became the new battleground for NASCAR's destiny. The charter system, introduced in 2016, was designed to bring a new level of stability and predictability to NASCAR teams by guaranteeing their entry into every race and ensuring they received a share of the sport's revenue. This was a major shift in how teams operated and planned for the future. Before charters existed, teams faced the constant threat of missing out on races if they failed to qualify, which could mean losing crucial sponsorship deals and making it nearly impossible to plan for the long term. The uncertainty made it difficult for teams to invest in better equipment or attract top talent, as their future was never guaranteed. With the introduction of charters, these documents became incredibly valuable, essentially acting as golden tickets that locked teams into all 36 Cup Series races each season. This guaranteed participation allowed teams to build stronger relationships with sponsors and plan their operations with much more confidence. As a result, the value of charters soared, with some being sold for as much as $45 million. They quickly became the most prized asset a team could own, often changing hands in high-profile deals that made headlines across the racing world. However, despite their high value, charters were not permanent. They were only guaranteed for a set period, making them less secure than the permanent franchises seen in other major sports leagues. This temporary nature left teams feeling vulnerable about their long-term future. Teams argued that if they were investing millions of dollars into their operations, they deserved the security of permanent ownership, assets that wouldn't simply expire or be taken away. They wanted the ability to plan for generations, not just a few years. Permanent charters would allow teams to use them as collateral for loans, pass them down to family members, or sell them freely on the open market, just like traditional sports franchises. At its core, the fight over charters was about transforming teams from mere tenants in the sport to true stakeholders with a lasting voice and investment in NASCAR's future. The debate over the charter system became the central flashpoint for NASCAR's future, shaping the direction of the sport and the relationship between teams, owners, and the league itself. Just as the legal fight threatened to tear the sport apart, a breakthrough came in December 2025. NASCAR, 23 Southside Racing, and Front Row Motorsports reached a landmark settlement, ending the lawsuit and ushering in a new era. The cornerstone evergreen charters, no expiration, true permanence for teams. 23X and Front Row had their charters restored, securing their place in the field. Financial details were confidential, but the message was clear. Teams now had a permanent stake. NASCAR and the teams became true business partners, not adversaries. The foundation was set for a stronger, more collaborative future. After the settlement, leaders from both sides stepped forward to share their optimism and renewed commitment to unity. The atmosphere was one of hope and anticipation, as both NASCAR executives and team owners recognized the significance of this moment. For the first time in years, there was a sense that everyone was truly working together, putting aside past differences for the greater good of the sport. Michael Jordan, co-owner of 23X Racing, called the fight a step toward progress for all teams, not just his own. He spoke passionately about the importance of fairness and opportunity, emphasizing that every team, big or small, now had a chance to compete on equal footing. Jordan's words resonated with many, inspiring hope for a more inclusive and competitive future. Denny Hamlin, both a driver and team owner, emphasized the stability this agreement brings to owners, drivers, and crew members alike. He explained that with the uncertainty behind them, everyone could now focus on what they love most, racing. Hamlin highlighted how this stability would allow teams to invest in talent and technology, pushing the sport to new heights. Bob Jenkins of Front Row Motorsports expressed relief, saying the agreement finally lets teams build long-term value and have a real voice in shaping NASCAR's future. Jenkins noted that this new era would encourage innovation and reward hard work, giving smaller teams a genuine opportunity to grow and succeed. NASCAR CEO Jim France affirmed the new partnership, highlighting the flexibility and confidence it brings to the entire industry. He spoke about the importance of adaptability in a changing world and how this agreement would help NASCAR remain strong and relevant for years to come. All agreed, the resolution creates a level playing field and a solid foundation for growth. Teams, drivers, and officials now share a common goal: to elevate the sport and ensure its continued success for future generations. The era of conflict was over. Collaboration and mutual respect were the new path forward. The sense of unity was palpable, as everyone celebrated this hard-won victory together. Together, they painted a picture of a united NASCAR, ready to embrace the challenges and opportunities of the future. The sport stood stronger than ever, with its leaders determined to guide it into a new era. The sports leaders were now aligned in vision and purpose, setting the stage for a brighter, more unified future for NASCAR and its fans. The settlement is more than the end of a lawsuit, it's a turning point for NASCAR. Teams now have stability, making it easier to attract sponsors and invest in technology, talent, and facilities. Fans benefit from stronger teams, more competitive racing, and the preservation of underdog stories. New owners and sponsors are drawn to a sport with permanent franchises, fueling growth and innovation. Drivers gain career security, and partners can invest with confidence. The agreement aligns everyone's interests, fostering collaboration and a long-term vision. NASCAR is now better positioned to compete with other major sports for fans and sponsors. The sports foundation is stronger, its future brighter. It's a win for teams, fans, and the entire NASCAR community. With the settlement in place, optimism sweeps through NASCAR as the 78th season approaches. Evergreen charters empower teams to make bold, long-term investments, raising the level of competition and innovation. Owners can build lasting legacies, and drivers enjoy greater stability. Sponsors and partners invest with renewed confidence, knowing the sport's structure is secure. Most importantly, fans will see a healthier, more exciting NASCAR, with powerhouse teams and underdogs battling on equal ground. The Daytona 500 will mark not just a new season, but a new era. The 2025 settlement will be remembered as the moment NASCAR's stakeholders united for the sport's future. The heart-pounding excitement of stock car racing is here to stay. The green flag waves on a brighter, more collaborative era. NASCAR's best days are just ahead.